Yo, what is up? Last week I did a little check-in. Think I'm gonna make it a tradition. Sunday night update, just me for myself. Fuck it, we'll look back on these one day. A lot of key breakthroughs. I'm gonna show you a cool one, which is that the Yap app I built uses the action button to start a recording, Face ID. Bam. To yap is to be, and basically how this works is you can just turn this toggle on and off. Bam, and you have your smart voice assistant, right? Even from the home screen, you press the action button, and then boom, you're yapping. The app is recording. I'm just going to record this whole session for myself, for my notes. These yaps get sent over to my YBot, the OS I'm building, the Life OS, the smart personal assistant. Haven't quite landed on the, terminology for it yet, what I'm going to call it all, but yeah, just going to share the journey as we go. And basically the chat assistant I built is magic, but it exists in Telegram right now, as you can see here. This is my bot. I talk to it on an ongoing basis. I'm going to say recording a vid now, doing my weekly series. Tell me everything we did this week. What's the state of the union? So one really cool little feature that I've whipped up into this system is basically the weekly stand down, so as to go over everything that was done so I can keep track of what's going on in my life. And my little bot is typing back to me yet. Haven't built an interface for it yet, but we're going to run through it and then, just give you the just play-by-play on where we're at. Okay, cool. So big week. Here's a full picture. Users and engagement started the week at about 9 users. I ended at 14. I onboarded Shaden, Bella, Rithika, and Ami all within the last 7 days. Noteworthy was Ami. Really loved it, especially when I showed him the little toggle button here to trigger the voice assistant. Incredible signal, says he wants it, says he would pay for it. So it's my job to figure out how to tie it all together. We have 884 total real messages across the cohort, so 12 out of the 14 users were active this week, which is pretty good. Bella alone sent 141 messages in the last 3 days, which is super sick. Bella's loving it. She integrated it with her Notion right away and has used it as such. Let me pull up her exact quote because it's pretty cool, to be honest. This rocks. The voice note thing is clutch. You're right. Calling /Siri would be really good. So the voice is a feature. Though I like being able to read and copy and paste, it's already helping me do things that feel hard that I usually avoid because it can understand on a deeper level my goals and I can just talk at it. It wrote me like the perfect, super detailed email. Can I integrate my Google Drive? I was like, yes, of course. And then she said, I love it so much, feel like I just brain dumped and then organized in Notion and everything that's been on my mind to do without having to do anything. It's like a really fucking good system, just piecing it together and how to bring it all out and into the world. That's the real challenge. So I'm juggling a lot of things, and my little YBot, my little chat here will break it down, but the signal's there. Signal is strong, and we are running towards that signal. So on the product side, I built the character card mapping to 5 domains, being health, wealth, mind, relationships, and spirit, and an overall Y score, which is like the coherence of your own life. I ran my own card live, and it cut through me like a knife. I'll show you a demo of that in a second. I locked the product loop, which is basically a morning brain dump. So that's kind of how this all got started, was walking Paco, the magic dog. Love you, Paco. I would just have 30 minutes alone with my thoughts in the morning. And so I started just voice dumping into my voice memos app. And so that evolved through many iterations, one being the council, an AI group chat of advisors, history's greatest minds, and then Yap, the smart voice journal, which is what I'm using now to record this with the action button, which is pretty cool. So the product loop is you do this morning brain dump. The AI boss is a way we're playing around with the framing. It's basically like your boss. It's not an assistant. This thing's really fucking good. Gives you action items and checks in throughout the day. And at the end of the day, you do a little stand down. I locked the funnel. So this is the web funnel I'll show you in a second, which is basically to paste your ChatGPT memories. You get a life score. You can see your potential. You can see what your blockers are. And I'm hoping to turn that into something that converts, get the product distribution engine going. We had the AI boss positioning. It was named by Alex on March 25th. Shout out Alex. It's a really, really cool, crisp throughput. On an ops side, I filed my taxes. I owe $1,300 to the IRS for federal tax. It was like $800 for New York City tax, but we paid that, which cuts the runway, which is, fine. We got to move fast. I built a full metrics dashboard tonight, which is verified and basically shows fundraisable numbers, which is how I know that Bella sent 141 messages in the last 3 days. I scoped a voice calling architecture on Twilio, tried it out, and it was kind of ass. I realized that what I already have with Yap is where the real magic is. What's still not done is I have $0 charged. So I haven't charged any of these users yet. And to really get the real signal, we have to see who's actually willing to pay for this. I have an email to Jordan, who is Paco's owner, drafted and written, but haven't sent it out. Basically need to update him. He's a VC. I reached out to him about a month ago when I was getting started on all this, and I was super excited about OpenClaw and was just like, dude, this is the most insane thing ever. Like, I can productize it, go to market. And he was like, yeah, you got to get at least 10 users on it, using it every day, get some real life, just breathe life into the product. And so that's what I've been doing ever since. What's still not done, stat explanations. So I'll show you in the onboarding funnel what that actually means, the onboarding flow, which is what some of the users, Maya and Bella, have both highlighted as just needing a deeper explanation. The honest one-liner is I went from 9 users with no product clarity to 14 users with a locked, tightened funnel, a working card, and a verified engagement number in a week. The only thing missing is the first dollar. Explain the product to me. What are we building? So just to give you an overview in my own bot's words, which my bot has an incredible amount of memory on myself. I went over this in the last video last week, but it's basically just OpenClaw. Shout out the maintainers, the builders of that. It's an incredible product, but it's hard to set up, and it's inaccessible to normal people. So that's what this is. Here we go. So this is what Ybot had to say. Y is your AI boss. I kind of like the word operating system better. It's like your life operating system as a human. That's kind of the throughput of all the projects I've worked on to date. That's what I've been building up to as I've taught myself to code and just become a better builder. And yeah, so it's not a journaling app. It's not a coach. It's not a productivity tool. It's an AI that knows you well enough to tell you exactly what to do, and you actually listen because it's built from your own words. So that's the thing. It's your boss, but it's a direct reflection of you, the words you put into it, what you tell it. It just helps you organize. Myself, I'm extremely scattered. I'm constantly jumping between a million things. And having this system know me, know my goals, know my strengths, know my weaknesses, can help me manage my life and operate just at a much higher efficiency and achieve more throughput, which is great. And you're seeing it, I guess, live in action right now, which is pretty cool. So here's how it works. Every morning you talk, walk the dog, commute, sit in the dark, doesn't matter. You just tell it everything. What's on your mind, what you're worried about, what you keep putting off, and it listens. Then it gives you your day. Not suggestions, not a list of features, your action items in order, built from what you just said and everything you've told it before. That's your AI boss. That's your operating system. Throughout the day, you check in. Did the thing? What's next? That's how I do it. It's like, okay, I just shipped this new feature. What's next? And it's pretty cool. And it's not always right. I'm like, no, I actually want to work on this. Okay, great. Go work on that, right? But it knows, it remembers, it connects today to what you said 3 weeks ago. The gap between what you say you want and what you actually do, that's the product's entire job. That's the point of this operating system. At Knife, you get a brief stand down, what happened, what didn't, why, and then it resets for tomorrow. So it's like based on this atomic loop of the day and helping you live each day to its fullest. Make the most of this wonderful, beautiful gift that is human existence, this consciousness, this so fucking cool. But having a system there just to help you live is honestly really nice. The deeper thing, why is building your character card? 5 domains: health, wealth, mind, relationships, spirit. A score for each, not an average, a coherence score, right? So your overall life coherence score. You can be crushing it in 3 areas and hemorrhaging in 2 and not even know it. That's the point of this system. It shows you. The entry point is a voice app, Yap, what I'm demoing right now. I'll show you how it works at the end. But you talk, it transcribes, and it builds the intelligence over time. That's Yap. The end game is your life operating system. Every data stream connected. Health, calendar, email, browsing, what you read, what you watch. One AI that knows the whole picture. The tagline, everyone's building an AI assistant. We built your AI boss. So now I'm going to show you the funnel that we built. So let me just go to y.lol. Go. You can see this, your life OS. Okay, cool. Your OS. Okay, cool. Y OS. Just Y. And then you click begin. We're going to click begin. And it says you talk to your AI every day. It's never told you the truth. In 2 minutes, you'll know exactly who you are, what's been holding you back, and what to do about it. So then you click this button, and it opens Claude, or it should open Claude. I guess it doesn't work on mobile, but I'll just do it manually because I've done this before. Me for the tests. So basically what it does is it opens Claude with this prompt. I want you to tell me everything about me, so on and so on, the full timeline of who I am. Then go deeper, right? And it'll spit out like its entire memory of you. This is Claude's entire memory of me. Feel free to pause this if you want to read through who I am. Kind of doxing myself, whatever. But you copy that, and then you go back to the web funnel, and you paste in your response here. So you paste it in here, and then you can scroll down, and you click Show Me Who I Am. Bam. And then it starts loading. So it's running off and doing its magic, which is, pretty fun. We're going to, hopefully this is in focus. Boom, and then it spits out this card. Hopefully this isn't mirrored and you can actually read it, but I'll read it to you. It says, the builder with visionary rising ships it before the deck is done. The product is always the mirror. Superpower, making it real. Blind spot, shipping instead. So that's true. My superpower is bringing it into the world. My blind spot is shipping it instead of, is shipping new features instead of actually just putting it in front of people, which is true. And I guess it knows this about me based on my history talking to Claude. My health, I got an 82. My wealth, I got a 44. My mind, I got an 88. Relationships, a 57. And spirit, a 72. My overall Y score is a 53. So actually kind of low, which is interesting. Of course, you have to bear in mind the reasons that you use these LLMs generally is for work focus. So it's not going to have like a full picture of you, but this is just the start. The next step would be to have like a further Q&A to actually really get to know you. But the idea is, in order for this personal assistant, this OS for your life, to actually know you and help you, you need to give it a ton of context. So this is just a quick way to jumpstart that, if you will. And then you can scroll down. You can share this, of course, with your friends. Scroll down, boom. And you get a little sentence by sentence. So this says, your potential. You taught yourself to code and shipped a whole product alone. That's not normal. When the wealth domain catches up to what your mind is already doing, You stop being someone building something interesting and start being someone who changed how people know themselves. Like, this is pretty crazy. It actually kind of cuts through like a knife. So that's your potential. And then you go next. The gap, right? So it tells you what you're capable of, then it tells you the gap. Wealth is the floor that everything else is standing on, and it's cracking. No salary, runway burning, a lease decision you might be interpreting generously because New York is load-bearing to your identity. Every prompt architecture you refined this month was time not spent closing the Jordan conversation or making the relocation call. It's true. It's like cuts through like a knife. Like, you got to get your finances sorted, you got to ship, and you got to make money, or you got to talk to Jordan or other investors and get some money in this thing. Nice. Next. Right, same thing. And it says, what you actually need, your financial situation isn't a discipline problem, it's a visibility problem. You know exactly how to instrument a product. You haven't instrumented your own runway with the same rigor. The right structure makes the decision obvious instead of emotionally loaded. And then it says there's a way to close the gap. Okay, nice. You see it load in. It says your first assignment, open a blank doc right now and write the actual number. Weeks of runway left at current burn. Not a range, one number. Then write what has to be true in 30 days for staying in New York to be rational. And I kind of did this when I onboarded yesterday, but my runway's here. I basically have 50K, lower now because I paid my taxes, and at a burn rate of 5K, maybe 6K a month. That gives me somewhere between 8 and 10 months, which is actually quite long, but we want to compress the timelines. So I would rather have this up and out within the next 30 days, which at the time of writing this note was yesterday. So March 28th, which is a month from my dad's birthday, which is perfect. Got to get this up and out by then. So then you go through the last little screen, and then boom, it's like join the first cohort. It's application. We're trying to induce FOMO. I don't know, build a real funnel, get this in front of people. But cool, how do you get this in front of people? I got to make content. I got to put more content out. I have a call with basically a VA, a video editor in the Philippines, who can work 8 hours a day for $4 an hour, which comes out to like $160, maybe a little more a week. And we can churn out so much content, and I just need to like get this engine, get this funnel going, whether I end up pursuing the fundraise route, right, the VC route, or just bring a product to market. Either way, we are going to need that leverage, and basically the only lever to pull, the only defensible moat is distribution, the story being paramount to that. The story is that there's greatness within all of us, but it's trapped. You know, the world throws so much fucking shit at you that it's hard to just sift through it all and know who you actually are and what you actually want to do. And the whole point of this system, the whole point of why, the whole point of this, the YOS for your life is to help you be more you, to live up to your potential and to make the most of this gift that is this life. And so we got the content engine. Okay, that's going to start churning, and then we can throw people at this funnel. It's not perfect, but it'll never be perfect. We can maximize the leverage so that should we need to fundraise, which, I'd like not to, right? There's always the chance that we could not fundraise, but just being transparent. Like, I'm a self-taught engineer. I've been coding for just about 2 years now, maybe a little over 2 years. And obviously the AI tools have gotten insane and they're only going to get better. But we're going to need some real muscle to wrangle this thing, right? OpenClaw is sick, and I have this hacky little setup, and all of my testers are just using basically pieces of my Mac Mini that's running in my Anthropic Max account, Claude Max account, whatever the fuck it's called. And that's cool, but like if I'm going to bring on 20 strangers, 50 strangers and start charging for them for this, We got to do that. And I mean, I think if I were to just sit in my room and go crazy and burn through this runway and build the incredible product myself, I think that I could engineer something quite remarkable. But frankly, it's difficult. It's difficult to context switch between so many different things. It's actually one of the main reasons I'm building this thing is to help myself, right? As much as anyone else, I'm patient zero. But like, I can build a better product. For example, taking what I have in Yap and, it's recording right now, but with the action button and stop it and have that port over to the bots immediately. That's actually probably priority number one to ship. So that my testers can just use that and validate that hypothesis is in fact magic. But like provisioning everyone's own OpenClaw instance seems like a heavy engineering burden. It seems like a lot of lift. But what I found actually is that for the simplest atomic loop, it's basically just a smart to-do list with like full context on who you are and all of your dreams and aspirations, which isn't so crazy of a lift, but like a life operating system generally, like health, right? Like check in. Okay, yesterday I went to the gym and I saunaed for 30 minutes. And then today I went to yoga. That was my health practice for today. It was a great day in that sense. Yesterday was a cheat day, so I ate pretty unhealthily. I had some bagels and some pizza, some Chinese food. Today was a little healthier after yoga. I had some beef organ and some beef liver and some beef heart, right, which is cool. So like what I'm imagining, and it honestly seems pretty straightforward now just saying this out loud, which I guess the benefit of doing this is that you could just yap that and say, okay, here's what I ate for lunch, here's how I'm feeling, and then boom, it's logged. Your Life OS knows that. Cool, it's in your health journal, done. Your health score can go up or down based on that. You can know how you're doing. Wealth score, hey, I got my first 20 users, they're paying me $50 a month. That's $1,000 MRR right there. Boom, wealth score up immediately, right? Your mind score, right? Let's make sure I got these fields right. My brain is a little shot right now. Your mind score, right? It gave me a pretty high one, which is good to note. I guess it knows that I'm sharp and I'm doing a lot of things, which is good. But you can just yap about that. Here's how I'm feeling. Here's what I'm working on, right? And it can know what your throughput on that is. I guess what's really missing from this score, looking at it now, is kind of like a productivity, business throughput, creativity. Relationships being at a 57 is good. I'm not always yapping to my Claude about my relationships on an ongoing basis, but I had an incredible call with probably my best friend Oscar earlier. We spoke for about an hour just catching up. Like that should boost the relationships. That'd be a quick like post phone call reflection. Pretty straightforward. I called my mom. We spoke on the phone for about a half hour. That was nice, right? Relationships up. I was on call with Alex earlier as well. She hit a little road bump, but I was there to help as best as I could. So like we are still juggling relationships. Spoke to Ami as well earlier. Onboarded Ami, gave good feedback. Katie and Pearl as well. Met Pearl. Pearl's building a really cool app called Banter. It's like a language coach. It's kind of like having a pen pal. Really good. Speak to it in Italian, and it's like, holy cow. I should probably use that more. My spirit being a 72 means like my spirituality. I try to be pretty spiritual, meditate as best I can, but it's hard. We're doing so much. We're moving so fast. There's only so much time in a day, but it really is important to take time to just decompress. So yoga was really good for that. My spirit score could go up with that as well. But basically the challenge for me right now is consolidating these threads. Like there's a few different things going on. There's like the Telegram chat. There's my Obsidian memory, right? Which is Obsidian is basically just a file system with Markdown, and it's how OpenClaw works. Is it reads a series of documents such as its agents, which is like its instructions, its soul, which is its system prompt, then it reads its user file, which is who I am, and then it reads through the relevant memory, status file, which is the ongoing to-do list, right, of everything that's going on. Yeah, just honestly, like speaking this out loud, maybe I should just go heads down and fucking build the thing. When I spoke to Jordan about a month ago, he was like, yeah, just build the product, breathe some life into it, get 10 people using it. I've done it in a jank way, but the signal is all there that like maybe I'm just being overly pessimistic and selling myself short in my ability to just build the thing. Like I could literally just build the thing. Yeah, it'd be nice to chase VC bucks and have an engineering team, but like honestly, if I'm just the fucking guy to do it by myself, like that's way fucking cooler. And I already built Yap, like the functionality's all there. I just need to like wire it all together, right? There's this amazing web funnel now, which could just be the onboarding to the app. All this incredible functionality, the action button, call your assistant wherever, whenever, talk to it, record a meeting, you're going to the doctor, you want to remember it, you have a therapy call, you want to note it, you want a second opinion on your therapy, boom, done. You want, I don't know, you're having a fun conversation with your friends, you want to capture it, it's like a camera for your conversations. You could do that. It's all kind of there. The pieces just exist, and I guess the point of this series is like I'm going to be making a lot of short form content, which serves its purpose, right? Which is to establish myself, I guess, but build a following, grow a following. I think the thesis for that content is going to be that life is a game. Life is a game. I got a lot of pushback on that as like a brand ethos, because game implies like Super Mario Bros. And like not real life. Although I think when you realize that your life is a game, it actually becomes a lot more fun. It's a lot lighter. I'm playing the game of, can I build a fucking incredible product? Like that's super real. Like that's super serious. But if I am in my own head all the time and never see it for what it is and just enjoy it, then what's the point? So I got a lot of pushback on like saying that like why is a game? Your life is a game. But for content, I think it makes a lot of sense, and I can explain how by living my life as a game, as a philosophy, I've come so far, and it'll allow me to tell my story a million times over and over and over again, and grow the socials, right? So that's the kind of content that'll be going out on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube Shorts. But on YouTube Longs, we're just going to put these out and say, fuck it, that's about it. I mean, I guess we could put it on Twitter as well. Does it really matter? Who knows? Is there anything else that I want to touch base on? Let's see. Let's ask my Ybot. Where'd you go, Ybot? So many apps. How can we get rid of these apps? Cool. Anything else to say on my Sunday, what should we call this? State of the Union YouTube video. 30 mins in recording. And yeah, basically whatever it says, I'm going to say to you, because fuck it, why not? Who's ever going to watch this, right? Like I'm just sitting here all alone at the office. It's about 10:20 p.m. Sunday, March 29th. Two numbers that matter. I'm gonna fact check this real quick because I don't know it's entirely true. Yeah, it just pulled the wrong stat, but I'll update it with the right stat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The stat that matters: 5 people talked to their bots today. That's pretty huge. That's good signal. Nobody forced them to show up, right? I didn't put a gun to anyone's head. But that's real people using a real product. And the honest close is I went from what is this thing to a locked funnel, a verified card, a good card, 14 users who have sent 884 messages. I don't know if that number's correct. And a metrics dashboard in 1 week. The only thing that didn't happen was charging someone. That's next week's video. So from where I stand, it seems like the most important thing to do is start to just tie the pieces together. Like Yap is on the App Store, which is stopping me from thinking that I can like continue to build on it and engineer it. But I could probably just put a new build on test flight that fixes the things, or just ship it super jank, basically as is. I guess the final bit to close, and I'll say this to you, Ybot. You have now heard me record this entire YouTube video. So this is a live product demo. Okay? I want you to parse through this yap and give me a close off for the YouTube video, right? So it's been recording this whole time. I could show you from the action button, but let's just open the app to show you what's going on. All of the transcription is happening locally on the device, which is pretty cool. And then I'm going to click this little check mark to say that I'm done, or I could do it from the action button. You know, for the sake of action button, boom, done. And it's capturing it, boom, sent to the server, awesome. Now it's processing. I updated the server, actually. I did that as well earlier. I didn't tell my Ybot this, and now it's funny that I stopped recording, so it's not going to know this. But I did update the Yap repo to basically send the message directly to the bot before the post-processing pipeline that happens in the server. A lot of old legacy code that's no longer necessary for what I'm building. But why not? Let's show you what Yap did. So Yap would take you through a reflection flow after you did your little Yap. It was a smart voice journal, basically. And it says the gap between what you say you want and what you actually do, that's the product's entire job. That's the point of this operating system. So that's like really fucking cool. And one cool thing you can do with Yap is you can share this like as a little quote card. So let me just send this to myself. Fuck it, let's just do full demos. Send this to myself. I'm really bad at showing things to people. I'm good at building great things. But yeah, you get this little Yap card. Let's turn the sound all the way up. Let's make sure. Cool. The gap between what you say you want and what you actually do, that's the product's entire job. That's the point of this operating system. Insane, right? It snips your little quote. So one idea for what Yap was like smart. You could just send voice notes to people. Maybe that's not entirely gone. Maybe I am being hasty in jumping away from Yap because it was pretty cool. So then you swipe through this flow, you get the next thing. So this is the sounding board. You successfully built a mirror so sharp you're starting to bleed. You're using the AI boss to tell you the truths you're too scared to admit, specifically that your New York lifestyle is identity load-bearing and your runway is a vanity metric if the revenue is zero. You're hiding in the code, building features like the Twilio architecture to avoid the terrifying vulnerability of asking Jordan for money or charging Bella her first $10. We did scrap the Twilio thing, by the way. That was a big miss. Question, so this journal was to ask you a question. You said the AI boss is a direct reflection of you, so if it's telling you to stop providing prompts and start closing the Jordan conversation, why are you still talking to the recording instead of sending the email? You're right. I sent the email to Alex for her feedback. She actually just texted me, so maybe she went through it. And then it gives you action items, right? Send Jordan the email today, hire the video editor from the Philippines, cool, doing that tomorrow, collect the first dollar from a user, yes, ship the Yap to Bot action button integration, yes, make the relocation call regarding New York. I'm staying in New York, I'm not fucking leaving, all right, stupid AI. And then people, it names the people in your life, so you map your relationships, right, which is really cool. And it tells you a little bit about what they are and what you said about them, so then boom, there it is. So now the question is, did Ybot, I'm going to go on my computer, did Ybot get this Yap, right? This is all pretty jank, so you can't see this, but I'm going through my logs. Gemini sync, nuggets, okay, I told them to move up here. Okay, so it says it notified my bot. This is just kind of a long recording. So I'm going to buy some time while we wait for it all to come through. Boom, 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 boom. What else? What else is top of mind? Got my water. I mean, I could show you the setup. You want to see the setup? I gotta unbox my my little grocery haul for the week. What's in the magic bag? What are we eating today? Wham! Olive oil, extra virgin. Hell yeah. We should probably put some of this in the kitchen so it doesn't all just sit on my desk. Wham! 6 cans of beans. You know what? Let's go see if we can put this in the kitchen. Ybot, here it is. Look. Boom. There, it comes through. You just gave a 30-minute product pitch that was clear, compelling, and completely unprepared, and then said, maybe I should just go heads down and build the thing. That was building the thing. The guy who just gave that pitch already knows what he's making. What's stopping him from charging this week? Let's fucking go. All right. What's stopping me from charging is the Yap integration. I got to ship that, and I got to get up, and I got to get out. I look forward to seeing you all in a fucking week. Let's go.